We live on coffee. Coffee is our life. So first one, we'll add coffee to this Vietnamese drip maker. So how do we go about doing that? I don't know, but someone who's really intelligent will show us. Okay.
So I'm going to use the same amount of coffee for all four.
Except for the French press.
Which is a lot bigger.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Okay, for our second one, we're doing the, what do you call this thing again?
Drip.
Drip. Okay, we're gonna do the drip.
You know why it's called a drip?
And then, no.
We'll see once we pour the water in.
How much water should I put in? I was going to ask you that question. Okay, how about just that much?
See, it's coming out really light. It's coming out kind of, what color? Like dark apple juice color. Third method is
AeroPress. So this is made by the same guys that made the Aerobee, which is a frisbee.
Okay.
So
What do you do? You put coffee in?
here's what we do. Take your coffee.
So,
This is a little bit small.
okay, hold it.
All right, water.
Okay.
Two.
That's what she never said. You can do it. Deep breaths and push. Deep breaths.
Done. Now we will use the French press.
Okay. This one is
Bitter much?
the Vietnamese drip coffee. We'll have a taste. Should we smell it first? Do we aerate it when we take the coffee in?
And then spit it on the carpet.
It's a little sour.
Maybe it's the
For
coffee.
Kona?
It's Kona medium roast. It's supposed to be rich and smooth, according to that label. Okay. This is the regular drip. Okay. Smells a little lighter. This is a little smoother, but we'll reserve it.
I don't know, it feels kind of more sour.
It does. This is the AeroPress. Is that?
Smells good.
Huh, interesting.
That's sour.
It is less sour. Okay, that was the French press. Oh, it's actually still nice and warm.
Smells good.
Smells good? Okay, put it back in the order.
This is just a sour brew, huh? Not very Kona.
Now, what characteristics do you expect from a Kona?
Chocolatey. Definitely not sour.
So, Silicon Valley people, what are your thoughts first?
I felt like the first couple of cups wasn't really brewed. I don't know how to explain it. It felt like it was just like water passed through some grinds and then it came back with some flavored water. So,
Okay.
Except for the final cup, which actually felt like it was brewed to some degree.
Oh, the French press, right?
French press, yeah.
Okay.
So you can almost tell, right? The color is like extremely different between the three versus the last cup.
Okay.
So either A, we measured wrong to brew the water with coffee amounts, or B, maybe the grind is too
I think the
big,
grind is definitely too coarse.
which is...
This is definitely not a fine grind.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't feel like the first three cups are representative of what, if it's, the last cup isn't even close to what it's supposed to taste like, then I'm not sure if I like Kona.
Kona doesn't typically taste like that. This has a bite.
Right now, I'm going with the French press. AeroPress because the other three felt like flavored water to me.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with AeroPress, but not for the right reason. It was water that just flew through some coarse ground, so part of this is our preparation was not correct. But this really just does not seem like good coffee at all. So a more diluted version of bad coffee is easier on the palate than a strong version of bad coffee.
I like the AeroPress. It just came out less sour.
So my final thoughts are, I think I do like the AeroPress the best because I think it had the best flavor. The French press and this paper drip thing, it had too much of that sour taste. So I don't know if it's the method or something. And this Vietnamese drip, I think typically is very good if you use the espresso grind. It was less sour, but definitely I think the smoothest was the AeroPress. So I am impressed with that.
You're impressed with the AeroPress. Get it?
Yes, I got it. What did I just get? First place? French press got 1 vote. AeroPress got 2 votes. 3 votes. Yeah. But I think overall, like practically speaking, what is the easiest to use?
French
One of
press.
those, right? This has the least amount of cleanup.
Yeah.
So given the fact that we here in Silicon Valley that work in data don't know anything about how to prepare coffee, we just tried 4 different ones, and it turned out it's pretty good.
So today we're going to do the coffee experiment again. The last time we did our experiment, we had grinds that were a little coarse, and after I did some research, I figured it might have made the taste of the coffee a little sour. So let me show you what I did this time. I ground the coffee again. So this is the same Kona that we got from Trader Joe's. I used a manual grinder and I ground it really fine this time. And the thought is that when the grinds are finer, it'll take more time to filter through the filters and therefore have more time to bloom in the hot water and yield a better brew. So we're gonna test that today.
All right. Here are our coffee devices that we're using.
Yeah,
So
we will just be using the AeroPress today and the drip.
okay.
Awesome. Now that the coffee is prepared, we have a cup of it where we use the drip. And if you can see, it looks
Yeah.
much better color this time. Same thing for the AeroPress version.
Yes.
So, smells better too. We're gonna try it now and see if it tastes better. Alright, we'll go with the drip first.
All right.
Ready?
And I'll do it from behind the camera.
Okay.
We found that the grind makes a difference.
Yeah, okay. So this still isn't what I would call like my favorite coffee, where before it was just this harsh, bitter thing. You know, at least now I can see put a little bit of cream in this
Yes.
and you'd have a nice cup of coffee.
Yeah, it has some aroma and body this time round. It still has a little bit of a bite though, which is surprising for a Kona.
So next is Aero.
Next, we're gonna try the AeroPress version.
All right.
I like the drip. It's kind of smooth. But you're right.
Before it was like really
It was
just
Yeah, before it was kind of sour and watery.
AeroPress seems a little bit stronger to me.
Mm-hmm.
But again, similar result. Now that it's a finer grind, it's actually like coffee you can use, where before it was like we were pouring it down the drain.
Yeah. I actually find the AeroPress a little smoother, but this is still a little disappointing for a Kona blend.
I find the Aero to be a little bit more sour for some reason versus the drip.
Yeah.
So, safe to say, everybody out there, make sure you use the proper grind.
Yes.
Yes.
You want an espresso grind, for sure.
Yes. Definitely.
And it's true that if your grinds are too coarse and the liquid filters right through, the grounds won't have time to release the body, and the top notes are usually the sour, fruity ones. So there you have it.
All right. Well, so we made a mistake and we owned up to it. So that's why we're adding this to the video.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, comment, and tell your friends to like, subscribe, and comment. And
Thanks.
drink lots of coffee.
Okay. Go drip.
Go Team Drip.
Cleanup is really easy with this.
Okay.
All
You
I
just
have to
you
do
just
is,
leave it.
Unscrew it.
Ah.
Voila.
Oh, okay, we're gonna do it.
Oh, this is nice. You can kind of see the oils on top.
Wait, maybe because it wasn't clean.
That was my hand lotion.
Brought to you by Quok Productions.
It comes out really